A little motivation for you. A little motivation for you.
Man, welcome to Tiph's Tips Tuesday, live rehashed. This is the To The Takeover episode, also the panel episode. So today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. It is still Tips Tuesdays though, so we will always be here to inspire, encourage, motivate. I say that right?
Inspire, motivate, encourage.
Yeah, inspire, motivate, encourage. I said it backwards, but I said it.
Anyway,
But you know, that is the motive of the show. We're just going to be doing things just a little bit different, though. We're going to be doing it the To The way. Okay? So my guest tonight, the lovely Tiphani. She'll be our female perspective. But I also have Mr. Jody Skywalker. And I have Mr. Preston Jones and my future co-host, Mike Hampton. And we're going to be using this episode as sort of a pilot episode for me and Mike's podcast. It's coming out in 2024, Cheaper to Keeper. It's going to be giving the male perspective on the world's conversation. So, yeah. So we're going to be doing things, like I said, just a little different today. I'm going to switch it up and make it a little spicy. But in the end, we'll bring it back around and we'll tie it up with the Tips way. So right now, I'm going to give everybody a little opportunity, give them the floor to introduce themselves or reintroduce themselves to those that have been following her show and seen these guests on before. They're going to take 2-3 minutes to explain what's going on, starting with Mr. Skywalker. What's going on, Jody?
First of all, I'd like to say I appreciate y'all for having me. Good evening, gentlemen at the bottom. Nice to be with fellow black men. Appreciate you, Tiph, for pulling up. My name is Jody Skywalker, aka Mr. Hendricks. My name is a little thing. I put my name in a little thing. I'm part of a podcast group called Family Tree Productions. We do a podcast on Saturdays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. We do a Saturday podcast called The Family Barbecue. Tuesdays, In the Game, our sports podcast. And I also have a podcast called Unhinged on Wednesdays, where you can come get your petty middle of your week therapy session by me and my boy, Mr. Telly. I've had Tiff pull up on me a couple times. I pulled up on Tiff, and I was actually happy that she reached out. She told me, hey, can you pull up for a show? And I was like, absolutely. And I put it in my calendar, and I like about 20 minutes ago, I'm like, why is my phone ringing? And I was like, show with Tiff. All right, cool, bet. I was like, that's why I put stuff in my calendar, because I know I'm gonna forget. But I'm happy to be here and talk about this topic tonight, man.
Yeah, good. Technically, though, that was my invitation. I'm taking over the show, and I was like, hey, I want this panel. I want this to be lit. So I need you to hit Jody up and tell him to come on the show when I take over, because we gonna talk it. I know you got some interesting stuff to say on these topics that we gonna have.
Oh, I love it. I'm here for it.
Appreciate you coming, bro. Let's go with PL. What you got, brother?
Yeah, unmute his mic.
Hold on.
Yeah, we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Preston Jones, man, happy to be back. I think it's like my third time here. Every time we come, dog, it's always a good time. I'm looking forward to the topic tonight. I'm looking forward to everything we're talking about. Everything that's going on with me. I own Hedge Protection Security Services. If you need me, you can always reach out to me. Listen, we're gonna make sure everything goes as planned. If you hire us, everything will be taken care of. All right. But outside of that, I'm just here for a good time, man. Like my man say, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Amen.
Okay. All right, and my co-host, Mike, what you got going on?
Word. Well, I'm Mike Hampton, co-host to the Cheaper to Keeper podcast. Y'all, we'll give y'all a little tease tonight, but eventually we're gonna drop some episodes on y'all, and man, it's gonna be a lot of great conversation, just from a male perspective, man. Being married and how to navigate through life, man. Outside of that, serial entrepreneur, rental properties, things like that, man. But man, just love being back on the show. Jody, I know we were on the episode once together, man. So excited to be back on here with you again, brother. But yeah, man, ready to go.
All right, that's good. Now, my lovely female guest, what you got going on nowadays, Miss Tiphani? This is my show, y'all. Tonight it's my show. She a guest.
Hey, don't do too much calling her female guest. You gonna be a guest.
He about to get beat up on his show.
I am the reason for this show. That's what I do.
Yeah, okay.
To inspire, motivate, and encourage.
With that being said, I'm gonna make the announcements real quick. Y'all know that Tips Tuesday, she got her merch going on. The 2024 calendar, journal, and bookmarks are out and hot off the press. So she got calendars and journals, $15 a piece. Bookmarks, you see the 4 different ones there on your screen, $2 a piece. But if you get a journal, a calendar, and a bookmark together in a bundle, a merch bundle, you get it for $25. So check that stuff out. And I'm feeling real generous. So I'll be saying this throughout the show, but for my viewers, if y'all comment hashtag to the takeover, that's TUDDA takeover, you hashtag that, and I will be giving away a Tiph merch bundle on me. So drop that in the comments a couple of times, a few times, however many times you drop it in, that'll be how many times I'll put you into the raffle. It'll up your chances to win. And then I'm going to be doing a personal raffle drawing and announcing a winner at a later date. But you got an opportunity to win the merch bundle tonight. So hashtag to the takeover and get that in your comments so we can do that raffle.
The more hashtags, more chances.
But she said, more hashtags, more chances. We're going to get that going. With that being said, let's talk about the music. Tiph has loads and loads of music on all platforms. You can go and check her out at my personal favorite platform, Spotify. She's on other platforms, but you can check her out on Spotify like I do. And you can listen to the podcast there that she releases every Tuesday. Or you can also listen to her music there. She's got Crunk and Soul, Feelings That I Have, and the latest Inspiration Loaded. I'm snapping because I had a brain fart. Inspiration Loaded. We got caught grooving. Just a little tidbit. If you go and you listen to the Feelings That I Have, I think on at least one of them songs, I'm on that album.
Yeah.
So yeah, you check that out. Anyways, I want to introduce the topic for today. Like I said, we're gonna be doing things a little bit differently. We're gonna be doing it the cheaper to keeper way in the beginning, and then I'm gonna bring it back around and tie it up like Tiph normally does with the jar. So we can put the jar to the side for a little bit, and we're just gonna introduce the topic, and then we're gonna really get into it and talk about it. Okay, so I want to talk about suicide rate in men in the U.S. So what brought this about is a TikToker. famous TikToker's name was Inquisitor Ghost. He committed suicide on a TikTok live video after this girl, the 17-year-old girl, her 20-year-old boyfriend, and another accomplice that they have from TikTok started doxing him and started abusing him, trying to out him as a groomer based on some false information and some stuff that she did to try to set him up. So he curved her a bunch of times, even though she kept trying. They was just really trying to get him, and he wasn't that type of person. If you ever watch his videos, which TikTok is taking it down now, his account. But if you ever watch his videos, he was all about putting love back into the world, encouragement back into the world. He encouraged people. He would tell people how beautiful they are and how great you are. But she took a few compliments out of context and started driving the initiative that he was a pedo and that he was a groomer. And they did him pretty harshly on the internet because the internet does what they do. And he felt like he had nowhere to go and his life was over. And how TikTok is how he made his living. So he killed himself live on TikTok. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. Well, that inspired me to talk about this because it's real prevalent in the world right now. And just to give a little information. Well, actually, I'm going to get a quote. I'm going to get a quote of the day first. And then I'll give us some information and we'll open the floor. So the quote today is, the only difference between a master and a novice is that a master has failed more times than a novice has tried. And you'll see that it says unknown down there, but that's because I got this quote from an anime, y'all. So all of y'all that be talking about us nerds for watching anime and cartoons, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I got that quote from an anime. You know, I mean, it says it all. If you not trying, what you doing? You can only become a master through failing. Success comes from failure. That's basically what that said. Right?
Correct.
Y'all got anything to say on that before I move on? That's a good quote.
Quote self-explanatory.
It's self-explanatory. Okay, good. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, and I'm gonna open the floor to everybody to talk about it. So I got my information. You know, I did my little research. Conscious Lee always says research is me search. So I did my little research. From 2000 to 2020, more than 800,000 people died by suicide, with 78.7% being men. That's almost 80%, y'all. In 2022, around 49,500 people committed suicide in the U.S., the highest number recorded to this date, according to the CDC. 800,000 people in a 20-year span is wild. So I'm gonna put that topic on the floor. The suicide rate in men, it is vulnerability. Does vulnerability equal weakness? That's what we're talking about tonight, y'all. It's on the floor.
I guess I'll take it first. One, that stat is crazy, let alone alarming. I think as men, a lot of times, of course, we don't express ourselves at all. It's not that we don't have the feelings. It's not that we don't feel the feelings. We just don't express it. A lot of times we don't feel like it's a safe place to express things because what do we have? We have our macho-ness. We have our self-respect, our self-pride that we live by. I mean, man, it's bad to say because we know biblically we know that pride comes before the fall, but as men, we're full of pride. My name means everything. My legacy means everything. So I think with that suicide number, it's a lot of us that don't have a proper outlet. And I'm not even saying, I'll say this and I'll let it go, but I'm not even saying with like outletting to your wife or outletting to your girl, outletting to, the female gender. Like, men need a space to talk to men about men things.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
But I feel like with that though, I feel like with that, once you get that space with men, you got to make sure it's the right group of dudes though, because you start talking to some dudes, the ones you thought you could talk to, and they either make jokes about how you feel, or they try to try to belittle how you feel about something, or they start telling you, man, you weak, bro. Bro, you really soft for even feeling like that. You really soft for even having feelings. Like, why is that even a thing? And even outside of those men, you still talk some of those same women. Women, in my mind, in my opinion, women have made it hard for men to express themselves. Women make it where if a man is not strong, if a man is not, if he got feelings, he can't protect me and mine. If he gets sad over something like that, what he gonna do when I'm in a situation? He can't protect me. He crying over that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that puts a man in that situation. Who can I even talk to?
Who could I run to?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Hey, Jody, I know you got something cooking over there.
I always said I'm always preach it. This is why it's so important to have fathers in your children's life, especially your boy's life. Man, it is one of the things my dad has taught me since I can remember is controlling your emotions. He's like, there's certain times in life it's okay to be upset, and there's certain times in life you gotta put on your grown man pants and suck it up and get through it. All right. And my granddaddy told me this quote one time. It was a long time ago. He was like, if your biggest problem is money, you ain't got no problems, because you can always go out and make some money. And I've always stuck to that, and it's helped me kind of navigate a lot of avenues in life, because I've seen people stress about, especially men, like he said, and if we being honest, like, I can guarantee you about 75% of men's stress probably come from a woman. And that's not even trying to take a shot at a woman. It's come from a woman. Either you ain't got enough money, either you ain't got enough money, you ain't got enough time, you ain't sweet enough, you ain't bad enough, you ain't nice enough, you let people run over you. It is, and you have to, as a man, you kind of have to take a step back and kind of find yourself first. And I think that's why it's so important to have a father in your life, because I do that a lot. Like, I've taken times where I've stepped back from the dating scene just so I can make sure myself is whole, because there's a lot of men out here who ain't whole with themselves, that's trying to give the leftover pieces to a woman. And I know for a fact is you need to be in touch, you need to be in whole with yourself, and you need to be in whole with God. And if you in whole with them two, then you trying to give yourself to a woman, it ain't never gonna work, and you always gonna feel some type of way.
Okay, yeah.
Major key.
I got a couple perspectives here. Before I turn it over and let Allison give her point of view on it. But listen, I want to talk about the female part of it, like it coming from women. I want to talk about the father or fatherless part about it, and then I want to talk about a part that neither of us have said but a societal standpoint too, because LGBTQ falls under that blanket too. That suicide rate in men, it falls from that too. So let's go with the female point of view first. So, if you are on social media and you looking through social media, you can see every day an example of how men are put down for not being manly enough, and these expectations that they have from women. Give an example. A few months back, the girl that got hit with a brick and the men that was on the sideline and not did nothing, they was all weak for not standing up for her. Or you can go from the perspective of like the expectation that men have for treating women in the dating scene. Now, I can't speak on that too heavy because 14 years strong. I've been out of that. But listen, you look at women like Cheesecake Factory girl didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory because
No, she was tripping.
you know what I'm saying? Because they lost their reservation because he was waiting on her for an hour or whatever. But like again, more expectation put on the man
She was
to
tripping.
provide or whatever. So you get all of these pressures from that side, and then if you out and you with her or something, and the dude come by and he check her or something, or he brushing up on her, and and you don't protect her, defend the way that she feel you should protect her, defend, then you weak. But a lot of times as men, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, a lot of times as men, we be surveying the situation according to not just what's going on right now, but all of the odds and ends of the situation. And all she can see is that she being disrespected. Now, my mama raised two men majority of the time by herself. And one thing that she said that always stick with me is better to say there he go than to say there he lay. And all that means is I'm not going to put myself in a position to get harm put on me or on you over something that's petty. A lot of times things don't take a reaction, but the standard from society is to handle that and do it the manly way. I don't care what you put on me or how you say it. I am a man, regardless of how you feel I should act or what you think I should do. I'm a man 100%. So when it comes to that, that angle is kind of like, you know, now not everybody has that kind of perspective or to be able to see things like that. And a lot of people struggle with being able to be a man in all parts of your life, whether somebody's saying that has an opinion about you being weak or not. Now, what I meant about the LGBTQ angle, I have friends that are men that have been gay, and they deal with not only the pressures of being a man, but also being a gay man. And I wish I had somebody on here that could speak from that perspective. But that's something even further to deal with as a man. You not only have the pressures that we have every day, they got a whole different set of pressures, you know? And that adds to that suicide rate. I'm sure it does.
Definitely. Now, going back to the whole, you were talking about protecting the woman. And as far as how you do it, I feel like that's where you start getting between whether you with Jody, whether you with a woman or a girl, because if you got a girl, she gonna want you to bow up to this dude that then came up to her. She gonna want you to square up with him, you know what I'm saying, to show protection. But as a grown man with a grown woman, a dude disrespect her, if you step in and be like, my boy, don't talk to my girl that way. Listen, you all good, but just don't talk to her that way. To her, that's protection. For a woman, my man stood up for me and protected me. He made sure nobody else got out of line with me. But to a girl, you soft because all you did was talk to him. Oh, that's weak, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even deserve a response.
Fact.
Sometimes it's just like what you said was very true. Sometimes they don't even deserve a response. Sometimes like I've been in that situation where it was like dude and like three other dudes, and he was like, "Damn, show you got fat ass," and we just kept walking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that don't even deserve a response. Because I'm telling you right now, like a clown hang out in a circus. So if I stop to confront him, guess what happened? All three of these dudes jump in.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, I am a very big advocate of my two-way rights, right? Like, if you see me, I'm gonna tell you it's somewhere in reach. Like I promise you that.
Okay.
Like,
I understand.
Hey, I got one homie. I got another one. I got another one in the Jeep. I'm trying to figure out a way to put a rifle in the Jeep where I can flip the seat and it pop up. That's where I'm at with it, right? And
Listen,
so
I understand.
even in my right, like to protect myself, like I couldn't even if like that popped off like that, right? Like you have to understand there's certain levels to it. Like I can't pull out my gun and shoot somebody because he disrespected you. Baby, I'm going to jail.
Because he used to work right.
You know what I'm saying? And especially like if you get a witness to be like, yo, I started it, because like, okay, he said something, but like you ain't in danger, I ain't in danger. So it's like at the beginning, I'm a starter. So guess what? I'm going to jail. Now, if this
Right.
man put his hands on you and his 3 homeboys jumped in, and I got every right to defend us in any manner I
That's
please.
different.
But
Way
words ain't never hurt nobody physically in the person. So
Exactly.
absolutely right. It is, and it's one of them things where it's like I tell men all the time, especially my homeboys. It is not just up to women, it is up to us as men to do a better vetting process in the women that we deal with. Because you sit here and you deal with these type of women and then you complain about them. Because the same way we tell chicks, like, how you mad at this nigga for being a deadbeat baby daddy, but you picked him? I tell dudes all the time, how you mad at her for being a little girl and you stayed with her? Right?
Exactly.
Her age may say 30, but she act like a 19-year-old. And
Right.
you the last couple of years, this is your fault. So when you sitting around here depressed and upset and your mental health is on a 2 instead of an 8 or 9, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you as a man and say you need to hold yourself accountable for the actions that you have put forth to deal with this woman, because you can simply leave. Y'all not married, y'all ain't got no kids yet. You still dealing with her. At this point, your mental health is on you. That's
you. Okay.
Facts.
is who she is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
something crazy that I thought about when y'all were just having that back and forth. I watched a TikTok the other day, and it was of a guy who was walking his girl in. He had just sat her down. He was going around to his seat, and he was talking about everything that he was thinking about. The doors right over there. All right, the windows over there. If I need to put my back against the wall, the way I know what's in front of me, and nobody can sneak me on the other side, or things like that.
And the girl was like, making my way downtown.
Yeah. So she was just in her own world. And it was like, okay, look, I got to make sure all these situations is valid. But I don't think that women take that into consideration, into protection. Protection starts when you leave a house.
Absolutely.
It don't start when somebody is the aggression starts or things like that. It starts when we leave the house with our woman, with our girlfriends, or whatever your significant other is.
Right.
But it starts at the house. As soon as I leave the house, I'm thinking about, okay, I need to take this street. So if I take this street, they may have construction on this side, or I may need to go down this route. They've been thinking about this is a bad neighborhood over here. We don't need to make a turn this way. We need to go down a little bit. But that's the things that we think about as far as protection goes.
Bruh, you say that. Peep this. I hope my wife is listening right now, and she can comment if I'm lying. She can comment if I'm lying. Bruh, I do not allow my kids to wear Crocs or slides away from the house. Why?
Bro,
Because if we go anywhere, and if anything happens, my God, you need to be ready to go.
Yeah.
You need to be ready to go, and we're not tripping over the Crocs and slides trying to get up out of here. Now, we'll make sure we good, but I need to make sure every variable of you falling, don't start with your shoes.
Right.
That's me protecting my family. That's me making sure when we leave the house, everybody is ready to go.
Yeah. And look, it's to the point too, like she automatically does it now, but in the beginning of our relationship, even walking down the street, we cross the street, when we get to the sidewalk, I move her to the inside.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Her and my son, you to the inside. It's
yes,
like,
sir.
What's going on? Well, I need you to be over here just in case something pop off. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we register just off top. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
That they don't even really think about.
Bro, from where I sleep at in hotel rooms, Airbnbs, wherever I sleep at in the bed, like there's something behind it. I promise you. It all starts with protecting my family.
Thanks.
It all starts with protection. And some people don't get that.
At all. Look, we didn't talk. You got something to add to this?
Yeah. I was talking about vulnerability and weakness from a woman's point of view. We like for y'all to be the protectors and stuff, but at the same time, the very thing that I ain't gonna say look sexy, but that attracts you to the partner is that they can be vulnerable with you, that they can, let their guards down and say how they really feel. We kind of in sync like
Right.
that anyway.
Right.
But I don't speak for all women. God would hope that all women would like that their man can be vulnerable
I feel like
with them. I don't feel like because my husband's over here crying about a situation that he's weak. No, he's human. You know.
I feel like that's a very human thing to say too, but it's a lot of people that will take that vulnerability and then you weaponize it later. They'll weaponize it later. So we don't have that experience. I thank God for that. But I have been in that situation before.
Right.
What's that, Jody?
I said that's why. Again, when I hear women talk like that, and I think like, what's your status? You said married 14 years. That's why she been married 14 years because she talked like that. I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of women. It's a lot of women, and I say this all the time. I'm like this. I'm like girls. Like I'm a girl's girl. I'm a guy's guy. I'm always sticking up for a lot of fellas. See, there's a lot of women that want men to share their feelings until our feelings turn into words that hold them accountable for the stupid shit that they do. Now all of a sudden it's shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And I say that all the time. I was like, you want me to open up until I start telling you something that you do wrong. Now it's a problem.
Accountability.
And not everybody is like Tiph. You know what I'm saying? You right, Tiph, you don't speak for every woman because there's a lot of women out there that want you emotionally available for them, but they don't want to be emotionally available for you. And that starts to drain your mental health. There's a lot of women out there, and I say this all the time, and that's like, I see stuff so much that there's a lot of women out there that's gold digging, and they ain't gold digging for money. They gold digging for emotional support, mental support. They out here trying to on you. You know what I'm saying? They sitting here taking up every little bit of good energy and good vibe that you have, you know what I'm saying, trying to go on in their life. And it's like, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And you've been married, he married, and it's like I just finally, after a couple of years of being single, finally found like a good woman to actually call my girlfriend. And it is nice to ask somebody to ask you like, how was your day? Like, and I told her, I said, you want to know one of the most attractive things you ever asked me? When you ask me, what is it I can do this weekend to make your weekend a little easier? I don't think you understand how attractive that is, dog. Right. That actually ask me, what can you do to make my life easier? There's so many women out there that do not care about making that man's life easier. As long as you are able to provide for me, and it's not always financial. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the biggest things is, as men, we got to stop looking at women as these people who don't make money, because Black women are out here making money at an incredible rate. So,
facts.
There is so many, and I will say this, right? There are so many women that are making money, right? That have the business mindset of a 50-year-old man, but have the relationship mindset of a 16-year-old child. And that is where a lot of Black men's mental health is seeming to fail, because you are out here wondering why. How can this chick hold down 5 beauty salons and make 6 figures easy? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We can't have a conversation about her doing something without me being like the worst person in the world. And all of a sudden, that's where your mental health go. And that's where a lot of these men go wrong at in life.
I got something to just add on to that, man. I want just to get y'all perspective on it. Like, I think sometimes even in calling out men too, like some of us going to look for their mama. Like, she not your mama, bro. Like, she not here to be your fixer. She not here to be your what's. That's why I said sometimes you can't take everything to your wife. Sometimes you gotta have that network of friends that you know that you can trust, and you go and you lay out and you devise a plan amongst the meeting. Like, sometimes you have to understand that your wife and your girlfriend ain't your mama. Like, she ain't supposed to be. She's designed to be a helpmate, not a mother figure. And I think what a lot of us run into as well.
Yeah, we call that the Oedipus complex.
Right.
I'm gonna add on to one more thing about that. You say a lot of these women ain't supposed to be your mama. Let me tell y'all fellas something, and get on y'all fellas too. Your girl ain't supposed to be your only best friend. I say it again. She's supposed to be one of your best friends. She ain't supposed to be your only one. Understand what I'm telling you? Your girl ain't supposed to be her best friend. You hear me?
Yeah.
Exactly. You gotta have at least listen. You ain't got one homeboy you can call to and talk to about fantasy football. Like, God, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I spent at least an hour on the phone with my boy Woody yelling about Bijan Robinson. Because if he don't play, why didn't I put that in the injury report? You know what I'm saying? my girl, I be trying to talk to my girl, and she be like, "You'll get him next week, babe." I said, "I know." You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to somebody that understands. And he was like, yep. Because ever since Chubb got hurt, I've been messed up on mine. This was like,
Bruh, man, talk to me.
hey, see what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like wasted the first round pick for nothing. Redraft, right?
Right.
Boy,
But
So
just
look,
my first round draft pick was Jamar Chase, and things went rough the first couple of weeks. But that's neither here nor there.
so we know that as far as mental health goes, because the question I had was my man's inquisitor. He had a girlfriend. She did a tribute page. Why didn't he feel like he could go talk to her?
because she probably weaponized his feelings.
He had a pops. He had people. Why didn't he feel like he had somebody he could talk to? In fact, his friends saw him doing that, and they rushed there to break the door down. They couldn't get in enough time. He had friends. Why didn't he feel like he had people to talk to? So I think that it's something that's not just a here and now thing. I think that this is like historic. It's historically embedded in us in a sense that we feel like we're supposed to hold everything.
Because what if in his relationship he'd have took that to his girl, and she would have turned it on him and been like, "Well, what did you do to make her feel like you were trying to get at her?" And he's constantly like, "Absolutely nothing. I did this, and this. I turned her away. I did this
several times."
Why? Right. Listen, I sent her on her way. I told her stop texting me. Well, why would she feel so comfortable with, why would she feel like you were trying to come at her like that then?
Mm-hmm.
I literally just told you absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
So now I'm dealing with that, and I'm arguing with you about something that I didn't even do, something that I tried to prevent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even
and that's
more.
the part that really angered me about that is that, like, if you see the evidence, he curved her so hard, and she was trying so hard that even in the messages, she was like, "I'm not a minor," and still trying to talk to him. She was trying to set him up so bad. And they went out after my boy, and to the point where, he felt like he ain't have nothing. And that, to me, that's just like crazy. Because it's like, I've been blessed. Like I said, 14 years, I can talk to her. And like Jody said, I got a circle. I put my headset on, and I get online with my brother, my cousin, my best friend, who was my brother, my other best friend, like anybody. I put my nephew up, and I can unload whatever's going on in here. And they give me a perspective sometimes that I don't see. I run into these two men at the bottom and chop it up with them. We in the group chat on the phone. I can send something in that group chat and get advice or I got a circle to go to. So I'm very blessed and very fortunate. But every man not having that, 70, almost 80% of men, y'all. That number is ridiculous.
Yeah, that number real, like, that number, when you said it, I was like, 80% were men. So I guess I assumed, and I mean, I don't want to offend anybody when I say this. I guess I knew men committed suicide. I knew a lot of men did, but I assumed that there was more women that did it.
Now, how many of those were veterans? Like, how much percentage of that is actual veterans? Because I know that's a big.
Yeah, I didn't get into it and break the numbers down by different margins. I just did it as a whole 20-year span.
Okay.
The whole amount from that 800,000. But right, you can go into it and dig, and it breaks it down. It tells you like the demographic and like veterans or just day-to-day blue collar. It break it down, but I just did the whole number.
I just think that in the grand scheme of things, as men, we have to, what you said, we have to have that circle. Like that, I've always lived by there's a balance to everything. No matter what it is, you have to find a balance to everything. And when it comes to, like y'all just said, y'all got y'all, like my podcast are my brothers. Like they are my group. Like I've known these cats since high school. You know what I'm saying? So they are guys that I can talk to. I'm also like best friends with my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I can always reach out to my brother. You know what I'm saying? And so I do have a group of guys that I can talk to. Like I want to talk about fantasy football. I got my fantasy chat, and we go in there and we talk trash to each other. You know what I'm saying? I got my range buddies that, you know what I'm saying? we go in there and we talk trash to each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like things we do as men. You have to find people who relate and understand that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like what we don't realize is that just much as we need them, they need us. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a buddy who just went to the range and accidentally dropped his bag and cracked one of his red dots. His girl might not understand why he's so upset, but I was like, you cracked the Trigicon? I was like, ugh. I'm gonna cry for you. You know what I'm talking about?
Rough.
I'm gonna cry for you. So it's like just understanding, like you got somebody that understands that. Somebody who, you know what I'm saying? I got my Call of Duty buddies, you know what I'm saying? When it's like 2:00 in the morning, I'm like, he's one shot. And they're like, no, he's not. You know what I'm saying? Just understanding what I'm talking about. And then you have to find that balance of like people in your life. And if you don't have that balance, you start to kind of lean on like your girl. And I think that's what happens to a lot of these dudes. Like you, and I don't want to blame women, because you have these men who live for women. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's your fault. Like you sitting here and you up under your girl 24/7 and she can't never do nothing. And you know what I'm saying? Like she go get her nails done and you waiting for her to get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, you living wrong. You know what I'm saying? She go get her nails done. You supposed to be hanging out with your homies or something. Like,
right.
Do something.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, we all all our wives finna go on a trip on the 10th. Please believe we not finna be trying to follow them up the highway. Please believe we trying to figure out what we finna do while they gone. You know, get the grill started or something.
And he said he not using coasters this weekend. No sirree vibe.
Circle rings and everything. You ain't playing. Boy.
He said he'll clean those up before she get back. It's all good.
It's something that when we talked about sorry, did I cut you off, Tiff? My bad.
No, I was just saying we'll see the residue from the greens on the table.
So one of the things that I thought about too with that stat, man, I thought about like I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast one day. I really just listened to him for entertainment, but he said something that was really powerful. He said something to the extent of, and don't just verbatim, I can't quote it verbatim, but what he said was, he said, men live a life of quiet desperation. And that was so powerful to me because you think about it in that essence. We always trying to provide. We always trying to find a way to make some type of $1 million somewhere. We always trying to make sure that our kids are in better situations than what we grew up in. We're just always desperate for that next success, that next goal mark to hit that we don't need. And that's why I think, honestly, that men live a shorter lifespan. Because we're always stressed about the bills. We're stressed about making a way. We're stressed about providing for our families. And we're stressed about things like that, like we just talked about. These are stresses that you shouldn't be talking to your wife about. These are stresses that you should be talking to your male friends about, because they are dealing with the same desperation you have is the same desperation as your best friend got, or his best friend, or their friend, or that man. Everybody has that same desperation, because we all want to be, biblically, we all want to leave an inheritance for our children's children. Mm-hmm. We all want them to look back and say, great granddaddy Michael Hampton, he set our whole lineage up. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're always thinking about. If you're a good man. Now, if you ain't a good man, then I understand. You may not be thinking about that stuff. Right. You may be thinking about the next chick that's gonna come through your house. But a good man is always thinking about what he can leave behind for his family. So just that quiet desperation, he thinking like, man, all right, well, they didn't accomplish this goal this week. Let's try it again next week. That goes along what you said earlier, where he was talking about a successful man fails a lot. Mm-hmm. Those failures add up as far as mental health goes. Mm-hmm. Like your failures start to add. Sometimes you looking at that guy like, man, God, when is my breakthrough coming?
Right. That's right.
I think
real quick. Hold on, PL. I'm gonna pass it back to you. Comment To the takeover. Hashtag to the takeover. Get your comments in so you can get in that raffle. All right, P.O., go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think, when you, let's say you do have that circle of guys that you know what I'm saying, that you could go to, and let's say for years, or just for a good period of time, everything has been going good for me. Everything going good for my boys. Everything going good for you. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden I got a problem. Things start to take a turn for me. I think that's where the pride kick in at, because now I can't show. I mean, I've been living this lifestyle. I live like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm this guy. I got this reputation to maintain. So my boys can't see me like this. Now you can't see me down and out. You know what I'm saying? So I got to figure it out by myself. I got to figure this out before they figure out what's going on with me.
That's a slippery slope, though.
That's powerful.
Oh, it is. Trust me. Listen, I got guys that I can go to. I got guys that's been through. I got guys that's still going through. I got guys that's been up, that's been down. But it's some guys that got guys that they can't go, that they feel like they can't go to when I'm the down one.
You're always watching their highlight reel.
Right.
That's right.
I'm one to say, if anybody out there ever feeling like you need somebody to talk to, I would rather all my friends talk to me before you take that leap. Because here's the thing, like, I mean, I feel like we are fortunate to have the type of circle that we have. I feel like we're all fortunate to have the women that we have. But I could definitely say that I've been there, confided in a person that I thought was my boy, and then caught him on the back end, spitting on my name and stepping on my name to make himself look good. So I understand how betrayal can make you feel like you can't go or you don't have anybody. But surely enough, somebody out there that respects you enough and love you enough to just be an ear and words of wisdom from time to time. That suicide, I feel like, should never be the answer, not just from a secular point of view, but from a spiritual point of view too, because it's one of the only sins that you can't come back from. I'm not majorly versed in the Bible, but I haven't seen it anywhere where you can be forgiven for suicide, because how you gonna ask for forgiveness?
Facts.
And that's a debate for another day, because we didn't talked about it before. What if you ask for forgiveness and you don't die? You can, that conversation can go deep, but honestly, like, just off of what I know, you can't come back from that. So like, that's a real touchy situation. Suicide, you got to really think that through. And if you ain't got nobody, talk to the viewers now. Anybody that might even come across this video, if you don't have nobody, there are places that you can go and people you can call. It's hotlines, it's websites, it's shelters, like everything that you can find. Just talk to somebody, anybody, before you take that leap. Y'all, we've been on this topic for a minute. I know we can go on forever.
Fact.
Yeah, I just want to say that every single time we do a show, like every show we do on Wednesday and Saturdays, we always do a mental health check, right? And I've had times where I had like somebody say my mental health is a 2. And I will tell them straight up, like, if you come on my show and you tell me your mental health is lower than like a 5, yeah, that is the end of the show. We finna talk to you. And I've had that twice.
That's what's up.
I actually had show where we sat there and we talked to somebody on the show, like the whole live, and they were just telling us everything they had going on. But like by the end of the live, they had like a different perspective from it. And I felt better about that show than what I was originally about to be playing. And so I'm always like big on mental health. Like mental health is like the most important thing like that you have out there, because it's one of them things where it's like you get low on that mental health, and it being trapped in the 4 walls of your mind, it's like the worst place to be trapped in.
Yeah.
It is so bad to be trapped in your own mind. And we crack a lot of jokes, we laugh, we have fun. But like I always tell people, like, if you got a problem, please come to us.
Yeah.
Like I'd stop everything I'm doing if it's gonna keep, one more person here any day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just anybody. It's men, women, don't matter the color, race, creed, whatever religion you got going on. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I rather somebody that I know, you know, people like, how am I supposed to go on, you know, for the next few months? And I tell people all the time, you know what, don't worry about the next few months. Let's just go, let's get through today. And then after the day, we'll get through tomorrow. And then a day after that, just one more day every day. And the next thing you know, it'd be 10 years from now.
Yeah. One thing it is like, you know, the body is always going to follow what the mind says. So if you sick here, it affects everything else. You know. But this is getting good. I know we could talk on this forever, but I got to bring it back around to the tipness of this show. So we got to bring the jar out and shake it up and pull and talk from the jar. But I will say, the way that we did this so far, that's going to be the basis of how Mike and I do our podcast. We're going to be setting out topics and really talking about them and getting to the meat of the topics if we can, and really giving not just the male perspective, but the married male perspective, because you don't really get that in a lot in the world. So yeah. So look forward to our podcast in 2024. I'll have more information for y'all later on release dates and when that's going to go and how we're going to do it. But Tiph has gone into the jar and pulled out our next topic, and it is just keep going. You can't see this. It's at the bottom down there. My technician over here. You know, so I'm gonna have to hire her for our show.
Yeah. Just keep going.
So look, just keep going is the topic. I'll jump on it first and then we'll let it go. So look, one thing that my father-in-law always says is start somewhere. And once you start, you gotta keep going. Because here's the thing, even with like, and I'm gonna use weight loss. You know, PL is one of my health coaches. He helped me whenever I get ready to go back to doing it. He'll say, the goal is the stop sign. And then I'll go to the stop sign. He say, okay, back down and back to the stop sign. And then I'll be like, man, I'm tired. He was like, I don't care how you get there. Get there.
As long as you get there.
As long as you get there. Because it's not about, you know, how hard it is for me to get there, because we all going to get there at a different pace. Mm-hmm. The importance is that you get there. So if you stop in the middle of the road, you still either got to keep going to where you're going or you got to get back. So you might as well keep going. To stop is just like to stop and not go again. It's just like never starting it at all. Yeah. And the quote from the beginning, you know, you can only be a master if you keep trying and you keep failing. But the reason why he's a master is because when he failed, he tried and he kept going again. He didn't just stay in that failure. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's a good one. It's a good one to live by. Just keep going. If you put one foot in front of the other, you go make it to where you're going eventually. And that's with everything. With weight loss, you know, business upstart. This podcast, it's been on the shelf for a little bit, but we're gonna get it off. You just keep going. And when we hit, we're gonna hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? But with business ventures, you chisel at it a little bit at a time. Allison had a classmate of ours, a good friend of ours, on the show earlier this season. Shout out to Shane Lawson, SL Brand. Y'all hit him up. He hand makes his shoes. They cold. So look at slbrand.com. You know, quick shout out to him. But anyways, he was saying when he was on the show, you can, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says you can move mountains, you know, and the Bible tells you that you can move mountains by faith, right? But you don't move a mountain by pushing against the mountain. You move it by chipping away a stone at a time. And it was so profound. It was like, if you just do something every day, eventually the mountain will move. You just gotta keep going. Yeah.
That's just like when my coach used to say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's the only way you can eat an elephant. So as long as you can build some type of consistent habit, then you could be successful in whatever area of life you want to be. If it's your degree, keep going to school. Like you said, if it was weight loss, keep going to the gym. If you want to be a master investor, you got to be around and hang around and learn about investing. You got to keep putting money into it. Like a lot of times we get to positions, we either get to positions where we have false success, and that is success where you've seen a little bit of success and you have adapted to that success, and now you don't go any further because you've already hit a small goal. And then we have the people who really hit the ground running. That's when you get your Elon Musk, you get your Bill Gates, you get your people on that high end of status, is because they continued even when people said it was stupid. They continued even though people said it was couldn't happen. And you see millionaires, the reason people are self-made millionaires is because they realize that, man, I messed this up, but what did I learn from it?
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't want to learn the lesson. We just want to go back into it head first. Like, oh, okay, that didn't work. Let me jump right back into it because it got to be something that I just missed or I just didn't go hard enough. Sometimes it ain't you going hard enough. It's sometimes anybody can have, the favorite thing everybody's saying is motion now. You got motion. Anybody can have motion. Anybody can have motion. But once that little bit of motion or that little bit of success stop, like where are you at then? When that adversity hit, because it's gonna hit. It ain't never gonna always be pretty. It ain't never gonna always be sunshine and rainbows. Right. But once that adversity hit, like, okay, are you ready to make that change? Or are you ready to change yourself? Because most problems that come to you are to change you. It ain't to change the situation, it's to change you to be ready for the next situation.
I think.
You got it.
So to what all y'all said, right? I heard somebody say one time, and I don't know. Tell you, if you working out, I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to watch that CT Fletcher. That CT Fletcher. And you know about them CT Fletcher get you going every time.
Shout out to Palm Bluff.
Yeah. Cali Muscle, watch the videos. They get you every time. I heard a dude say one time that he knew he was truly successful when he found out that he fell in love with the process of being successful, right? He said that I like going to practice more than I like the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, he was like, I knew I was different when I like going to practice, right? And I think he was like a baseball player, and he was like, literally, I would be excited to go to practice, right? He was like, I got in that batting cage and I would light up. You know what I'm saying? I got out in that outfield, and when I was catching those fly balls, he's like, practice was my high. Every once in a while, we would play the game, and I would be mad that the game's in, and I want to go to practice. He's like, I knew I was different when I fell in love with the process more than I fell in love with the actual results. And I felt like for weight loss, that's the same thing. If you fall in love with working out, everything else gonna follow.
That's my problem. I can't stand working out, man. That's my problem.
You gotta fall in love with the process, and everything else gonna follow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I could love working out like I love hamburgers, your boy be straight. But even when I'm working out, I be thinking about a hamburger. Man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That five guys be having me in the chokehold because it's right down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, listen, that bacon cheeseburger with that A1 sauce and them Cajun fries and a nice cold Sprite, that sound it right here. Hey, while I'm in the gym working out, doing box over here.
They be having them food commercials
at the gym.
Right. I'm like, turn the damn TV off.
I work out hard so I can eat what I want to.
Hey, turn the TV off because I see one more hibachi commercial. I'm about to leave this damn gym. That's what I'm about to do. All right, turn the TV off.
But I think one thing that comes with just keep going. When you keep going, you got to realize at some point you may have to start over. Working out. Dog, I've been working out for a long time. Ask me how many times I started over. I played ball. I played college ball. I did all of that. When I was playing ball, I played ball at around about 280. Got done playing ball. I stopped working out. I kept eating. I got up to about 350. I looked at it. I had to start over because, boy, I was uncomfortable trying to tie my shoes. You know what I'm saying? I got to take a break on tying my shoes. So I guess it's time for me to get back started. I got to get back to it. I lost weight, got fit, got back to about 280. I stopped again. Dog, like you were just talking about, I love working out. I love everything about working out. But at some point, you still get tired. You still become human. You still have life. I still got kids. I still got a wife. I still got a job. I still got a business. I still got all of this going on. So sometimes I stop. You miss a day or two, you like, man, I might well wait another week to go back, boy, because it's already Wednesday. Ain't no point in starting on Wednesday. I got Bible study tonight. You know what I'm saying? I got Bible study tonight. I ain't going back tonight.
So
I'm gonna start Monday.
Funny too. God, don't be using me as an excuse now. You not back on the show.
Okay,
Right.
But sometimes even just outside of working out, running your business may be booming, but then all of a sudden, business ain't booming. Business may slow down. Business may stop. Guess what? I got to keep going. I'm gonna have to start from the bottom again, but we got to keep going. I got to start over. I did it once. I can do it again. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize I've done this already. I tweaked some stuff. I know what got to be done. You got to keep going though. So that's just my outlook on, just keep going.
Hey, I'm with you on the starting over thing because I don't necessarily exercise for a certain, well, I guess, yeah, I do exercise for a certain reason, just so I can just keep my body moving and, we getting older and things don't, move the way they need to at all times. So I know just in the last probably year or two, I done started over a few times and tried it in different ways and everything. What you say, Jody?
I said, I seen your lives. I seen you with the dumbbells and the weights and stuff on your lives. I was like, let me start getting that work in.
Yeah, that was months ago.
Right.
I started over.
Hey, if you hadn't told me that and did one tomorrow, I would have thought you was right on track. See, I would have thought you was right on track.
The thing that I found with working out, like I said, I hate working out. The thing that works for me is finding the exercises that I actually like to do. Like Allison been doing this word challenge where they pick a word and it's a key that they follow, and it'll say like this many squats for this letter, this many for this, that, whatever. Squats, I got them all day. I like the squats. Wall sits, they can keep them.
Hey, but
I have to find the ones that I like because I can knock that down.
But you know what? Like Person said, it don't matter how you do it, as long as it gets done. So we done found out a way to do them wall sits. Put that stopwatch on, 30 seconds out the way. I got a minute and a half to go, and we just knock it out, chip away at it.
Look, I feel like
the thing is tomorrow or next week you did 30 seconds this time. Next week we go for 35. We go for 40. Hey. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
I did 12 minutes.
Oh, you way better than me.
I did it a little bit at a time, as much as I could. Put on me some music, put on to the beach, try not to think about it. Okay, I knocked out a minute right there, and then just keep going.
I want to say this
12 minutes. You got my legs hurting, and I'm sitting down right now.
What's that?
I say she got my legs hurt, and I'm sitting down right now.
I'm doing a chair sitting, hating wall sitting right now.
I'm saying in the comments, Nene, y'all, she killing y'all. She might end up being the person win because she done put to the takeover on here about 50-11 times. I ain't seen nobody else. Drop in to this takeover. # to this takeover. Y'all want to try to get a chance to win. But about the wall sits though, because I ain't gonna let that
Nene drug tested.
I
want to drug test it. Hey, tell Nene we treat her like the NBA. Oh, you got a 50-point game? You got a drug test coming.
Right.
She the Marion Jones of this thing,
boy.
I say, wall sits. If God meant for me to sit on the wall, He'd have put a chair on the side of that mug.
I'm done.
Boy.
I'm sorry, wall sits. I can't do it. I've been trying.
You just got to
But,
get
don't do burpees.
I need to do mine after this show. I'm gonna try to do my workout after this show.
You got a better trainer. You got a better trainer than I had, because my trainer made us do a list. What's things you like and what's things you hate. And being dumb, we put the whole list down. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that list of things we like never got a chance to do it. I said he threw us for the okie doke off the rip, man. Cause
hey, Preston, don't get no ideas.
I already know what you hate, cuz.
You heard him saying he don't like wall sits.
Hey, I don't like where you gotta take them 50-pound bags and do lunges, do the 50-yard lunges and the sled where you gotta push the sled and then pull it. I wasn't a fan of that. That's all we did.
They wasn't a fan of running up and down that hill either with dumbbells in their hand. Well, guess what? They did it.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, it's a setup. What you don't like taking naps? I don't like taking naps.
I don't like water breaks.
Hey, we used to do this one workout, bro. We used to tie the rope around like the high point and then have to pull it, stand still and pull it. Oh God, my sides hurt thinking about it.
Thinking about it.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Whitney Jones, she don't like resting.
Look, just keep going. That was the topic. And look, it's been a wonderful discussion with you fellas and my lovely special guest lady here to the takeover episode.
That man determined to be a special guest at his own house tonight.
Hey,
okay.
This was slightly my birthday gift because I ain't had to do nothing tonight. So, one of my birthday gifts, I ain't had to do nothing tonight.
Hey,
birthday on Thursday.
Happy early birthday! You gonna be a special guest on the couch? You keep calling her a special guest. I know that.
Special guest, right.
Hey, look, Jody. One thing we have always had. You can be mad at me all you want to, but I ain't sleeping on no couch. If you want to be mad, turn and look at the other wall. But I ain't sleeping on no couch. We not doing that.
I told my girlfriend, listen, hey, don't kick me out the room, because imagine waiting me to come back in there and apologize, and I'm on the game like, all right, well, we landed that, fellas.
She hear that PlayStation come on.
And she hear that PlayStation beat. Hey, I might be at one of them men's shelters. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got room for me. I'm getting abused at home.
No good domestic violence, man.
Hey, I might be. Hey, PL, I might have to hire you, dog. Get up on.
Hey, I'll make sure you straight, dog. Listen, I got you.
And she 5'2" and fierce. Get up off me, dog.
I don't know about that one, dog.
She may have one of them DN leans.
Hey, man. You might be on your own with that one.
Hey, get low and grab the towel off the ground on you, don't
man. Exactly.
Oh, mercy. Hey, well, look, it's been a great show. And I look forward to doing it again. You know, maybe in the future we might have some guest hosts. I don't know if we discussed having guest hosts or not on our show, but I definitely would like to come back and take over Tiph's Tips one day again. But this has been a good discussion. All I can say about the suicide rate in men is like, man, if you're out there and you're thinking about it, it's on your mind, just try talking to somebody first. You know, talking to somebody, gets to somebody. There's plenty of people that you can go talk to. Even a stranger sometimes might be better than just not talking at all. But let's lower them numbers. That's 20 years span, but 800,000 people is a lot, even in 20 years. And 80% is outrageous for the amount of men. So yeah, let's talk about it to somebody, talk to somebody, and let's.
Yeah, a lot of insurance policies cover a therapist too, fellas. So don't be scared to tap into that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of your jobs cover therapists. They be like, yeah, you talk to somebody, and a lot of my job actually covers the therapist. So we can do it on the clock.
So yeah, that's good to know too. Yeah, a lot of places do offer that. I know Walmart does. They offer mental health checks and whatnot. So yeah, look into it, reach out, talk to somebody. Let's keep our men alive because I'm pretty sure Inquisitor is missed. I know he is, and his family is hurting about that. And the other side to that too is like before you go claiming that somebody is something that they're not, you need to have all of your facts together and all of your information because you be playing with people. The internet is not Wonderland or whatever. It's a real place where real people and their lives are affected by the things that happen on this internet. So be careful with who you claiming to be, something that they not. That's a tough thing to deal with. But I do thank you, fellas. Thank you, Jody Joe, Mr. Skywalker. What did it say? The light-skinned menace. Thank you for coming in and talking with us on the show tonight. I'm definitely gonna get you on somebody's podcast again. I enjoy talking.
Hey,
with you.
Just let me know so I can pull it in my calendar. I'll pull up, baby.
PL, thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Putting the time out. Mike, thank you for this trial run. I got a good feeling about the podcast, Mike. I think we're gonna
real good feeling.
pass over here. Yeah, so yeah, thank y'all for popping up on us with Tips Tuesdays, live Rehashed. I thank everybody that came into the comments and everything and commented. I'm gonna go over those comments and put y'all in the raffle, but I really think Nene is gonna have the most chances to win.
She gotta be drug tested.
Yeah, hey.
She cheating.
Hey, Nene need to hit the first Quest diagnosis that open tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, until next time, y'all, I like to sign off with a good holla dollar. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Yes, sir.
A little motivation for you. A little motivation for you. A little motivation